Myself Juveria Siddiqa, lecturer in zoology. Today in this lecture I am going to discuss about the nerves transmission. In the previous lecture I discussed about the structure of neuron, what are the basic component of the structure and how it will be made up of it. And this is the second lesson from this series, or you can say from the chapter. Now let us start. I just gave the brief account about my previous lecture. So this is the neurons. What are the neurons? As we know, this is the basic units of nervous system that receives, integrate and transmit the information. Which receive and integrate and transmit the information. So what is the major function of the nervous system? See here. First of all, receiving the information. This is the one, and whatever the information is receiving, that it has to be integrate, means it has to be combined one there, and then transmit the information. Whatever the information which is received, that information has to be transferred from each and every cell of the body. So this is the major function of the nervous system, and that could be carried possible with the help of these structures. What are these structures? These are nothing but neurons and operate through the electrical impulses. So what are the electrical impulses? See, electrical impulses are nothing but the conduction of information or passing of information, which is in the form of electrical charge. So now you have to clear what are the electrical charge. Electrical charge are nothing but like the sodium, potassium, whatever the ionic charge like chlorine, which are the again negative charge particles are there, or the ions are there, that has to be passed through the neuron membranes or from this nervous system. Okay, so this is the nothing but passing of the electrical impulses and communicate with other neurons through the chemical signals. So see here, first they talk about the electrical signals, means nothing but the passing of the information with the help of electrical signals or the electrical impulses in the form of like electrical charges. But if we talk about the chemical signals, nothing but again the information has to be passed with the help of chemical which are secreted from the nervous system. So this chemical signals, like if we take the example for this chemical secretory substances like acetylcholine, we can take the example which has to be secreted from this synaptic vesicles or from the nerve membrane which forms the synapses, which is from the again postsynaptic and the presynaptic membranes. And see, this is the structure of nerve cell. Again, it may be classified into the three parts. First one is about till here. This is the middle region. This part is known as the cell body, and from the cell body branches are arising like branch like structures. These are like dendrites. These are called as like dendrites, and this term is come from the Latin word which means again the dendrite means the branching or the tree like structures. So this name is given to the dendrites, and the middle region which is the cell body or the cyton. As such, it is a cell body. It receives the nucleus. It has the nucleus. So it is a nucleus which is present in the cyton or cell body, and this cell body is also called as the soma. The another name for this cell body is the soma or cyton or cell body. You can say any one. And from the posterior part of this cyton, a long strand like structure is arising. That structure is called as the axon. Cyton, from the cyton axon is arriving, and at the edges of these axon again some branches or structures which are present, and it is called as like a axon terminals. Okay, and why? Because it is present at the terminal part of the axon, it is called as like a axon terminals, are also called as the axon collaterals. You can also call it as a collaterals. Axon collaterals. and it is end up with, you can see this axon terminals also end up with a button like structures. It is end up with a button or the bulb like structures like this, and these are called as like a axon terminal or terminal knobs. These are called as like a knob or axon terminals. So anteriorly whatever the branch like structures are there, these are the dendrites. It does not have any type of like bulbing like structures or the button like structures, but whatever the terminal branching like structures are present, axon terminals are present, they have or end up with a button or the bulb like or a knob like structures. Those are called as like a axonal knob. And see, again the function is given here. The main functions of the neurons are like reception. Reception means receiving the information from the external environment and which pass to the internal environment, and the conduction of the information means it has to be conduct from the it has to be balance the information or receive from the neuronal membrane, and that receiving information has to be passed from the one cell to the another cell, and this is the major function of the nervous system. And again, if we talk about the types of the neurons, it may be classified into the three types. One is the unipolar, bipolar and the multipolar. If the dendrites are more at the anterior region, so this is the multipolar type of neuron. And why? Because it has the so many dendrites at the arising from anterior part of the cyton. And then bipolar, which has the like two branching like structures which are present at the anterior region of cyton, and or you can say it is also consist of the dendrites at the axonal terminals. And then unipolar, it has the only one-sided terminals, one-sided dendritic structures are present. That's why it is called as a unipolar. And this type of the classification of the neurons is based on the structure. So it is called as the structural classification of the neurons. If you classify the neurons on the basis of a structure, it may be classified into like a bipolar, multipolar and the unipolar. And see, this is the one of the example how the information is transferred from the one neuron or to the another neuron. And see, this is the neuron, this is the part, these are the dendrites from the one axon, and it has the some edges are ending, and this is called as the dendritic terminals, or it is also called as the post-synaptic terminals, or you can say like it is a pre-synaptic terminal. So this is the another dendrite, another part of the another neuron, and from here whatever the another type of, so this is the yellowish color, this one is also there. This is the presynaptic knobs or the presynaptic membrane. So here the information is passing through the synapse. So this type of synapse are the transformation of information with the endings of the axons are from the one edge of the neuron to the another edge of the neuron is called as a synaptic transmission, and this type of lobes are called as the presynaptic and the postsynaptic terminals. And in between these some gap is there. See, let me tell you. If we talk about this, the two types of the terminals, in between these two terminal, this gap is there. This is called as the synaptic cleft. This is the synaptic cleft or the gap which is present in between the two synaptic membranes. So now mechanism of the nerve transmission, how the mechanism will be take place. First, with the help of like axonal transmission, like voltage gated cation channels generate the action potential in the electrically excitable cell. So what are those all things? See, if we talk about the membranes of the nerve membrane, this is suppose the nerve membrane, it consists of some charge particles, like you can take the example of any positive charge particles, and again it is consist of some negative charge particles. You can take any sodium or the potassium charge particles. Or so how these charge particles are transforming or enter into the membrane with the help of some channels, some openings, that is called as the ion gated channels or the some openings. It has some openings. Suppose this is the gates which allow some charge like sodium charge or some particular ions. You can take the another example for that. They allow that type of only such type of ions only with the membrane. As a result, membrane potential difference will be created, or membrane show the action, that is called as the action potential, which is created by these charge particles. And another one is synaptic transmission. Gated ion channels converted chemical signals into the electrical ones at the chemical synapses. Just now we discussed about the synapses, how it will be there, and from where the chemicals like acetylcholine is releases. Okay, so how it will be releases from those membrane, and like that by the secretion of that chemical substances the information is transforming. So this is type of that we called as the synaptic transmission. And what happens in the axonal transmission? A nerve impulses can be initiated by mechanical. See, a nerve impulses can be initiated by, it may be in the form of like mechanical or chemical or thermal or electrical stimulation. So by these ways this can be passed from the information. When the axon is stimulated, the resting potential is changing. So let me tell you what is the stimulus. Stimulus is nothing but it is any external information which is receiving from the outer environment. It may be like light, it may be like heat, or it may be like cold, or it may be like pressure. Any type of external environmental information which is receiving by the body cell. The type of information is called as the stimulus. And when any information, when any stimulus come to the nerve cell, the normal nerve cell, what is the resting potential is there, that is changing. So what is the resting potential? The resting potential is nothing but when the membrane is in the rest. Suppose this is the nerve membrane. If it is in the rest, means there is no charge difference, then it is called as the resting potential. That is the membrane is into rest. There is no mean of any type of deviation of the charge. It changes from the minus 70 millivolt inside the membrane to the plus millivolt, plus 40 millivolt. Okay, so how the difference will be there? The charge particle, whatever the charge is there, from minus 70 millivolts to it is changing into the plus 40 millivolts. For a very brief period, that inside of the axon becomes positive and the outside become negative. First what happened? The charge is there, whatever the positive charge is there, the axon membrane, first it become the positive outside. It is more positive outside, and afterwards it become the negative. Means negative charge particles are moved to the outside. This change in the potential is called as the action potential. So what it means, the action potential is nothing but, suppose again this is a membrane. First the neuron membrane or the nerve membrane or the cell membrane is there. First of all it is more positive at the outside and negative at the inside. But what happened when the stimulus is come? The membrane changing the charge. The positive charge become inside and the negative charge move outside. So the changing, see here in this, the changing of the charge will be take place throughout the membrane. First, all the outside are positive charge, and after some time, when the stimulus is there, when the disturbances is there in the membrane of the nerve membrane or the cell, then what happened? That positive charge particles are move outside to the inside. So it become the less positive or the less negative in the throughout the membrane. And see, the cell membrane permeability must be change for a nerve impulses to travel down a neuron. So, how it become the changes? The permeability. What is the meaning of again the permeability? Permeability is nothing but the transforming or allowing to transfer the charge particles. It is going the permit to allow the any charge particles. What are the particles here? Are the charge ions are there? Like sodium, potassium, ATPase pump potassium into and sodium out of the neuron. So some pumps are also there. Ion charge pumps, and it is also called as like a ATPase pump, which use the ATP energy. ATP is nothing but the adenosine triphosphate, which is the energy, chemical energy, which is present into the cell. That energy is utilized to pass the charge ions throughout the membrane, and this is the by utilizing the ATP. A cell is normally polarized when a neuron is in the rest, called as the resting potential. In the previous slide I discussed about this. What is the resting potential? Suppose this is a cell membrane. It is in the resting condition. So now it is called as like a polarized condition. Means the positive charge ions, suppose this is all the inner side, this purple one is all the positive charge particles, and this one all the negative charge particles. All are in the balanced condition in the normal rest membrane, that is called as the resting potential. A portion of the neuron become depolarized. D means again reduction or loss of that polarization, that is called as the depolarization. First it is in the resting condition, so it is called as the resting potential when the membrane is in the rest, and afterwards the membrane become somewhat change in the polarity. What is the change in the polarity? The negative and the positive charge particles are moving inside and outside the membrane. See here, whatever the yellow color or the positive charge, suppose it is the sodium particles or the sodium charge ions are there, that comes inside the membrane. As a result, it creates the loss of polarity. So that's why it is called as the depolarized condition or the depolarization. And now it is up to the minus 70 millivolts, and afterwards the gaining the repolarization or gaining their natural condition, it reaches to the plus 40. And after that, the third part is the cell repolarization. After the depolarization, repolarization. What is the meaning of repolarization? Again, are the regaining the polarity. Means again, whatever the positive and the negative charges are there, that has to be transferred through the membrane after getting the balance. So that is called as the repolarization. And in this you can see the by this graph, this on the y-axis, that is the membrane potentials in the millivolt. How it may be like minus 80, minus 60. From here all the charge are in the, that is the membrane potential in the millivolts, and here the time is given on the x-axis. So what happened here? When it is in the action potential, it reaches up to, that is the near about plus 40 millivolts from here to here. And then again after the depolarization, First what happens, see the graph, it should be at the hike and after that it has to be slow down the potential, means it become to the normal condition. When it's come to their normal condition, it is below to the charge of their original condition, and this is called as the resting potential. And you can also call as the, at lastly it reached to the hyperpolarization or the hyperpolarized condition. First what happened here, resting potential, when the membrane is into the rest, after that it reaches to the action potential. After that action potential, it moves to the depolarization. After the depolarization, repolarization, and at lastly it reaches to the hyperpolarization condition. By this graph you can see how the level of the ionic charge will be changes. The axon may be the myelinated or non-myelinated, that is the saltatory conduction. Okay, here what is the axons? We discussed about just now about some type of the neurons are there which are again covered by the one membrane, that is called as the myelin sheath. If it is covered by the myelin sheath, then it is called as the myelinated neurons are the axons. If it does not covered with the myelin, then it is called as the non-myelinated neurons. What are the saltatory conduction? It is a word used to describe the jumping of action potential from node to node. See, what is the node again? If we talk about the axon, suppose this is an axon membrane. On this axon membrane, this is the axon of one neuron. It has the some, let me take the another color. Suppose this is an axon membrane. On this axon membrane, it is covered by another myelinated sheaths. So in between these covered myelin sheath, some gap is there, and these gaps are called as the nodes. From one node to the another node, the jumping of the charged particles will be take place. So this is what describing here, that is the saltatory or the saltatory conduction. It is the word used to describe the jumping of action potential from the node to node, and it provides the rapid conduction of impulses. Rapid means speed conduction, speed the passage of the impulses or the information, conserves the energy for the cell. And what if happen if it is not doing in the proper condition? So multiple sclerosis is a disease in which the myelin sheath is destroyed and associated with poor muscle coordination. So what is the function of this myelin sheath? Basically it is act as a insulator, which is prevent the disturbances while passing the information. It is like a insulator, it is like a covering which prevent the wastage of the information, wastage of the charge which has to be generated from the nerve cell. If it is in the not in proper condition, that may leads a disease that is called as the multiple sclerosis. So it is the disease in which the myelin sheath is destroyed and associated with poor muscle coordination. So see here, by this slide you can easily understand myelinated axon transmission. So this is an axon membrane. This is the center part is the axon, and this is the again myelin sheath, and this myelin sheath is not totally covered the total length of neuron, total length of axon. It leaves some spaces. This is the gaps. The gaps are here, and these are called as the nodes, or it is also named as the node of Ranvier. So by this what happened, the charge may be distributed, or it may be move outside through the axon membrane. So if it is not in the proper condition, then what happened, the total generated electrical charge may be disturbed, and as a result the loss of information will be take place. As a result, muscles are not showing their proper action, that may leads to the disease. And the another type of the transmission is like a synaptic transmission. Neuronal signals are transmitted from the cell to cell at a specialized site known as the synapses. It may be of two types. One is the electrical synapses, that is the synaptic cleft gap is 20 angstrom and direct action potential. And another one is the chemical synapses. The synaptic cleft gap is the more than 200 angstrom. If the synaptic cleft gap is there less than the 20 angstrom, then it may be passed with the help of the electrical synapses, or electrical charge may be transferred from the one membrane to the another membrane. But here in the chemical synapses, if the cleft gap is more than 200 angstrom and action potential is by neurotransmitters, it is carried with the help of neurotransmitters. What are the neurotransmitters? A change in the electrical potential in the presynaptic cell triggers the release small signal molecules known as the neurotransmitters, which is stored in the synaptic vesicles and released by exocytosis. Nothing but release to the outside the cell. Exo means outside the cell. Cytosis means the secretions from the outside the cells, which are in the form of chemical substances which give the name as the neurotransmitters. And see the neurotransmitters, chemical messengers that are transferred the synaptic gaps between the neurons when released by the sending neurons. The neurotransmitters travel across the synapses and bind the receptor sites on the receiving neurons, thereby influencing whether it will generate a neuronal impulse. What are the types of neurotransmitters? Which type of the neurotransmitters are there? Some are like a excitatory, which are going to be initiate or excite the impulses, like when receive the receptor channel admit the sodium. Usually when receptors channel admits the sodium, when the sodium is admitted or passed through the membrane, like the example, if you take the example, acetylcholine, glutamate and the adrenaline. These are like a excitation, or it forward the excitation, or it is come under into like a excitatory type of the neurotransmitters. And what are the inhibitory? Inhibit means to prevent, to stop. Like usually when receptor channel admit the chloride or the potassium. And here the example is the dopamine, glycine and the GABA. And here the list of some of the neurotransmitters and what are the function of those. See here, the first one is the acetylcholine, ACH. It enables the muscle action, learning and the memory. What is the major function of these type of the neurotransmitters? It is related to the muscle movement and learning, the person's learning ability and the memory. That is the storage of the anything that is called as the memory. And what are the dopamine? Influences movement, learning, attention and the emotions. It is related to the emotions and the attentions. And then serotonin. What is the serotonin? It affects the mood and hunger and sleep and the arousals. So this is come under into this serotonin. And norepinephrine. So this is the norepinephrine. So help the control the alternates and the arousals. Alertness and the arousals. What is the meaning of alertness? Aware from any external stimuli. And GABA, this is a full form like a gamma aminobutyric acid, a major inhibitory neurotransmitter. It is like a inhibitory neurotransmitter. And glutamate, a major excitatory neurotransmitter involved in the memory. So all such, it is related to the brain and store the information. So regarding to that, and with that it also has some type of malfunctioning. What happens if the acetylcholine is not working in the proper condition, it is not secreting in the proper condition? Which type of malfunctioning are the diseases you can say? So lack of the acetylcholine malfunctioning, you can see the person suffering from the Alzheimer's disease, that is the as the acetylcholine producing neuron deteriorate, so mark as a Alzheimer disease. So like it is also like a foolish disease or the forgetness disease, Alzheimer disease. And the another one is like a dopamine. What happen if dopamine is not functioning in the proper condition? Excess dopamine receptor activity linked to schizophrenia. Schizophrenia, like the stripped of dopamine, the brain produces the tremors and decreases mobility of the Parkinson disease. Schizophrenia is a disease which is related to the lack or the malfunctioning of the dopamine. What happened when it is secreted in the more in number or the more in quantity? And then the third one is like a serotonin. Let me tell you. Okay. Third one is about serotonin. Undersleepy linked to the depression, and the Prozac and some other antidepressant drugs raise the serotonin level. What happened here? If the serotonin is not working in the proper condition, the person is lead to the depressed condition. And then the next one is about norepinephrine. Undersleepy and can depress the mood. Again, the person is not getting the sleep. That's why due to the lack of sleep, it may be leads to the depression. And what happens in the GABA if it is not in proper condition? Undersleepy linked to the seizures, tremors and the insomnia. Nothing but the forgetfulness. The person's memory will be lost. So that is come under into the insomnia. And glutamate, oversleepy can overstimulate brain producing migraines or the seizures, which is why some people avoid MSG or the monosodium glutamate in the food. So they do not want to take such type of food which is containing of this monosodium glutamate type. What happens if they take this type of food? The over secretions of the glutamate will be take place. As a result, the seizures or the migraines problem will be started. So what we discussed here, we see that what are the neurotransmitters, the major functions of the neurotransmitters, and malfunctioning of these neurotransmitters if they are maybe secreted in the hypo or the hyper in condition. So this is the one slide regarding to the synaptic transmission. As such, we know this is consist of the synaptic nodes. It internally consists of synaptic vesicle, and this vesicle consists of some this black color are the dotted, nothing but the acetylcholine chemical substances. It has to be passing to the another membrane. This is the another membrane of the neurons with the help of some gated channels. This green color part, these are the gate. Which type of ions they are passing? They are passing the sodium. So these are called as like a sodium gated channel or voltage gated channel. They allow or they permit only the sodium. So that's why it is called as the sodium voltage gated channel. By this, and it also has, see, you can also see here, that is the voltage gated channel for calcium, Ca+2, and with the help of this calcium gated channel, calcium is also enters into the membrane of the cell. Which cell? Muscle cell. A nerve ending is secreted, the secretions into the muscle. So this is the synaptic knob or the synaptic membrane, which is receiver, which receives the information, and muscle cell is the effector. Nerve cell is the, this is like a effector, and this is like a receiver. Muscle cell, nerve cell is like a receiver, which is receiving the information, and then it is secreting the secretions with the chemical substances, and it is end up into the another membrane bypassing the gated channels. These gated channels are called as like a voltage gated channels. Why? Because it is allowing only the charged particles. And by this we are end up with the nerve transmission. Thank you for listening.